Okay, this is just a short segment about some of the strengths in each hemisphere. We know that we said that Broca's area and Wernicke's area for most people is only in the left hemisphere. So it's true that the left hemisphere does tend to dominate in terms of language processing. And the left hemisphere also tends to dominate with scientific and mathematical thinking, logical thinking. The right hemisphere tends to dominate more on visual spatial perception tasks and also kind of creative things, music and artistic ability, body awareness and control, things of that nature tend to be dominated by the right hemisphere. And so what I wanted to show you though is what happens if the corpus callosum is cut and the two hemispheres can't communicate with each other, which is sometimes done for people who have severe epileptic type seizures, and the seizures travel from one hemisphere to the other. We sever that corpus callosum that will prevent that from happening. But you probably wouldn't notice just to talk to somebody if they had the split brain where the two hemispheres aren't communicating. But there's some specific tasks that they struggle with, and there are actually some tasks that they do better than people who have the intact brain. So here's the video for that.
Are living at an egg farm. And in his everyday life, he's largely unaffected by the fact that his left and his right brains work independently. Do you feel any different when you think about something than you did before the procedure? Before the procedure?
Backup brain.
That's something everybody could use. I found out how true that was right away when I was asked to draw a different shape with each hand. In a brain like mine, roughly speaking, normal, at least piece, the left half of my brain controls the right side of my body, while the right brain controls the left side.
Oh, no.
But because the two halves are connected,
Nothing wrong with that.
getting each hand to work independently isn't easy.
Well, we're seeing the fact that Alan's hemispheres are connected, and that the motor messages from one are fusing the motor messages in the other.
I was just drawing an upside-down duck. Okay? But when Joe is given the same task, his two hands operate as if controlled by two separate brains. What's happening is that each half of Joe's brain is given a separate instruction. He's asked to fix his eyes on the cross in the center of the screen. Anything flashed to the right of the cross goes only to his left hemisphere. Things to the left go to his right hemisphere. Because the two don't communicate, each hand does only what its half of the brain sees. It's really like two different people doing the same.
That's the idea. Okay, Joe, I want you to keep your hands up.
In an experiment that's now a classic in brain research, Mike Kazanaga over 30 years ago used a similar setup to find out if the two halves of the brain are specialized to do different things. Joe is being flashed a word only to one half of his brain. Words flashed to the right are seen only by his left brain, and Joe can report seeing those words just fine.
Good.
But when a word is flashed to his right brain,
Didn't see that.
Okay.
So you might remember that words flashed to the right are going to the left hemisphere, and the left hemisphere dominates with language ability, so the left hemisphere can say what that word is. When the words are flashed to the left side of the screen, it goes to his right hemisphere, which is not a strong hemisphere for language, and therefore he has a difficult time reporting what that was.
So I'm going to ask you,
but now watch what happens.
draw that with your left hand.
Draw that with your left hand.
They're going to be lost. Why don't you try drawing another picture?
Over here, if that'll help you.
All full.
It's almost as though somebody has given him a secret communication.
So by using his left hand, that requires his right hemisphere, and his right hemisphere can direct the hand to draw the word in its object form, which is pretty fascinating. All right, hope you enjoyed that. That wraps up this small segment about split brains.